Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeff, and today we're reacting to another one of your requests. I'm going to try to get to a few of these requests today because as long as nothing urgent comes up with my employer, then I should have a couple of hours during time that I wouldn't normally have. So, fingers crossed. But this one is Fear by 17, and this one comes to us from user Kung Kung Chikpakshi. I can't remember if this song was requested back when we did the reaction to God of Music, or if this was from 17's Killing Voice. But either way, I know it's been in the queue for, well, everything I mention on a lot of these videos that are request series. By the way, if you see request series in the title, that's your cue that it's one of your requests that have come off this list. But I mentioned in a lot of those videos that we're now like 4 months behind. So, and I haven't shut off requests. So, I do obviously keep trying to get to them, but the list keeps growing. At some point, I may have to cut the list off just to catch back up and reopen requests at a later time. But we'll see. For now, we're going to keep going the way we are. And you guys let me know what you would rather see in the comments. Let me know if you would rather keep it going like this, where we just get to them as soon as we can, or if you want me to cut off requests and try and get to the ones we have before opening it back up. Yeah. Anyway, so looking forward to this one. 17, obviously massive group. I don't know a ton about them. Like I mentioned earlier, I did do their Killing Voice, and I did do God of Music. God of Music was really fun for me in terms of a reactor because there was a lot of stuff for me to break down in that video. So I'm curious to see what we've got with Fear. And because of that curiosity, let's stop talking and get to business. All right, here we go. Okay. Got a dark feel to this one. A lot of heavy instrumentation. Okay. We're a minute in, and it's a banger already. Okay, listen, y'all can't be just gyrating the hips out here. Ridiculous vocals. That was so good. Okay, so I'm not even sure what to say to this. It was legitimately so good that the way I had planned to describe it as I was listening has already left me. And obviously, I'm not speechless, but I am rambling. Um, wow. Okay. Vocals on point, rap on point, production beautiful. Choreography was intense at parts and then slow and relaxed at others. Obviously, like the where I mentioned like the gyrating hips part, and yeah, this one's a good one, guys. As far as the message goes, I'm not sure. So the initial impression that I get is that it's like this toxic relationship where they're telling the person to get away. They don't want to break it off, so they just keep lying. They're looking for guidance either from someone else or from themselves. So, like, someone tell me what should I do. But full disclosure, I read the description of this video before I played it, and there was part of it in here where in that description where it talks about that this song is about them facing their fears during their creative process. So as I was listening, I did have that in my mind. And honestly, there are some parts of this where I can see that definitely being the message. And at other parts, I'm like, how does that relate to that concept? So I'm not sure if that's actually, indicative of what the message is about, or if that was just something that the description was tacking on. That being said, like I said, the song is amazing. We're going to go back and we're going to break a couple of things down. And what I'll do is I'll try and break it down in the context of both of those different types of interpretations until we hopefully settle on one. And if we don't settle on one, well, then I guess it's open to interpretation from you guys. And if you have a clear message that you can give me as a description, drop it down in the comments below. All right, so already, first scene, before we've done anything, we've got this smoke, this darkness. Uh, the guys are shrouded in shadow, and also the way their outlines are blurred and smoked out. It's almost like if you've seen it happens a lot in anime where they'll depict demons or just unknown figures that it might induce fear uh, to have these billowy type of outlines. Why that's important is because this could be a visual representation of being afraid of what's in the dark, or being afraid of the unknown, or just having things obscured from clear vision. Okay, so this line right out of the gate: you must erase your memories of me. I'm poison. I know I can't take it no more. In the context of if this is a toxic relationship, it's pretty obvious. You have to get rid of everything you remember about me because I'm poison. I'm only going to bring you down. I'm only going to cause you pain. Whether that's because of the nostalgia of you remembering the good times and we can't have those anymore, or whether that's literally like the more you're around me, the more I'm going to hurt you, whether I want to or not. In the context of what I was saying, the description said of this being like feared they experienced during their creative process, it gets a little deeper because erasing your memories of me could be one of two different things. It could be to the fans, like you've got to erase your memories of what I've done before because otherwise I won't be able to maybe live up to that. Or could be a message to themselves, like, I have to erase the memory of what I've done before because if it's poison, it prevents growth, right? Or it causes active harm. In this case, if we're going with that interpretation, erasing the memories would be like unshackling yourself from the past, meaning we want our artistry to grow, and if we're tied to the past, it's going to be like a poison. We're not going to be able to produce new art if we keep fixating on the past. We're really early, obviously, so I don't know which interpretation we're going to settle on, if any, but like I said, I'll try to break it down in the context of both. So we had that scarab beetle, and I'm not really sure what the significance of that is, but I know it has one. So this is another line that's important there for both contexts. I know nothing is forever, but I still can't let go. Obviously, relationship context. Okay, most relationships aren't lasting forever, but something prevents them from letting go of it. Pretty self-explanatory. You take the other interpretation of it being their creative process, like, okay, I know this success isn't forever. I know what we've done before isn't forever. I have trouble letting that go, though, to be able to make new stuff. That was interesting too, the camera work, where right here, clear faced, and then the flash, I don't know the cinematography term for this, but it's almost like a strobe effect, and he's putting on a mask. Right? So we've got this line, turns out the love I wanted to give you is hurting me more. So easily could be taken in both contexts again. Relationship, self-explanatory. You know, I want to give more of me, but it just causes me pain. Like, I'm either going to cause you pain or me pain, depending on, you know, the day at this point. We've had both of those sides of the lyrics from earlier on and now here. The other interpretation about the creative process is like, they're struggling so much to communicate the love that they want to give through their music and their artistry, and it's painful because, you know, they have to go through this process to draw out that love or those feelings to be able to put into song, and so it may not be causing physical or even emotional pain, although it could be, but it could be just creating so much turmoil internally, either amongst themselves as individuals or amongst themselves as the group. The cold truth worth more than my heart. That's deep. So I carve out my fantasy and run away. The fantasy, not sure if that's talking about like their ideal scenario, or if it's like the actual reality that they've made. So like the difference between what I'm trying to describe here is, if you carve out your fantasy, like you've clarified your dream, so to speak, and you have that in front of you. So you've carved that out. You've got it fully clarified in your mind's eye, and he's running away before the poison spreads. Like, maybe this is unattainable in his mind. He's got to get away before that causes more pain. Or carving out the fantasy being like they've already created this reality of either success, or in the relationship aspect of a loving relationship, but there's problems on either side of that. And so they have to back off to prevent more pain. The choreo here is also interesting because it's like they're cupping water, but this could also be the poison. You must erase your memories of me. I'm poison. We've talked about that line already. But you see, they've like brought the imaginary liquid to their mouth to drink. So again, whether that's the poison or whether that's some sort of antidote or water or whatever have you, I'm under the impression that it's poison since we're literally talking about poison in this lyric. But we also get this choreo where it's like a wrist bite. And two things come to my mind when I see this gesture. There's a lot of times where you'll see, especially old days, when someone was bit or stung by something poisonous or venomous. I don't remember the correct term. I think it's venomous. Somebody would suck the venom out to try and, get the toxin out of the bloodstream. The other image that comes to mind is, if you remember the movie Twilight, when, if I'm remembering the scene correctly, I think Bella had been bitten, and Edward is grabs her wrist and is trying to suck out the that vampire toxin. So same concept, but just one actually in media versus just a description of it. Okay, I didn't want to interrupt that part this time because I kind of talked over it a little bit the first time. Continue to repeat badly. I love you. Oh, and regret it again. This one feels more distinctly towards the relationship interpretation of this. Okay, I want to keep telling you I love you, but then I regret it for whatever reason. If you take this from their creative side, continue to repeat badly, meaning when they're going through and they're trying to write the song or whatever, they're noticing that they've put in a lot of repetition and it's not a good thing. And so they have regrets, and so they keep going back and trying to find out how they can deliver their message. Also, we have this clock in the background, this countdown. I don't know what it's for, though. I'm afraid of myself. This rap is really good, but we already heard it, so I want to kind of look at the lyrics. So the truth has me tied up. My heart is tainted. I'm afraid it'll eventually change you too. It's getting more and more I'm settling more towards the relationship aspect of this. If you read into this one as their creative process, obviously being tied up, not being able to move forward, I'm afraid these thoughts that are plaguing me and this uncertainty, this poison, if you will eventually change you, meaning the fans' perception of me. And so they don't want that. Obviously, in the context of the relationship, though, they have this truth, whether it's love or hate or whatever else, and their heart is tainted. They can't really give a pure love, and they don't want the person they're singing to be changed because of association with them, which is why we also have those other lyrics about you got to get away, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this line right here, you have to get away from me. Actually, one thing I wanted to point out that I just noticed, we talked about the different poison parts of the choreo, right? Like the drinking and then the leeching, sucking, whatever you want to call it. But it's like even the choreo is communicating that conflicting thought, right? Because we have them drinking first in the choreo. I might have already skipped past it, but yeah, okay. So the drink motion comes first, and then the trying to get it out comes second. That's obviously done very deliberately. And this part here, the choreo, is almost like, their hand is over their chest, above their heart. It's like the poison is circulating and causing that pain. So very, very, very nice storytelling with the choreo there. He's not even looking at the camera. He's just like. There's that mask again. So this part here pushes you more towards the creative process interpretation. They're literally, like, if you take it literally, my lyrics can't go beyond you. But in context of the relationship, this is where we have more subtext. Like my lyrics, like the words, the song of my heart can't go beyond you. Time's up. Oh, that high note ad-lib. I didn't notice that the first time. Then you had like that microphone or megaphone effect over a vocal there towards the end too. And it almost sounded like a female voice. I know it wasn't. Well, I don't know it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But yeah, that was interesting. And then they end with drinking the poison, so they've kind of settled their conflict here, and they're drinking that, or they're facing the fear. And this ending kind of gives the impression that they're more talking about that creative process. So we had, what were the lyrics here? So we had this is love consuming all of me. Like, this is what I love to do. I'm going to put my everything into it. It's consuming everything, my time, my mind, my heart, my soul, all of that. All of my fears, because the best art comes from emotion, whether it be happiness, anger, depression, whatever. And so you have to be willing to look deep inside yourself if you want to produce good art. And they're willing to do that, so they're facing all of their fears and their inner scars. And even if it hurts every day, this is the way that they love. This is the way that they show their appreciation and that they love what they do. Then we have all of these images of not so much death, but suffering. Like, we've got the shredding here. We've got the smeared lipstick. We have him almost looking like he's making a choking motion. He's hiding his identity, or who he really is, or trying to uncover that. Let's see it. I'm pretty sure he's... Yeah, it's going up, so he's trying to put a mask on. Alright, guys, so that was the reaction for Fear by 17. These videos get a little bit longer when I try to break down from multiple perspectives on interpretations. I usually do like to settle on one, but I'm still kind of conflicted on this one, so if you guys have any insight, let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. Thanks again for the request, and like I said, I'll be trying to get a couple more of these done, but until the next one, take care, everybody.